see if I can come in here and find my little tripod rotate device. What? Damn it. It doesn't want to read it that way. Well, that is crappy. Well, how the hell is that going to work if I'm doing that with my... Alright. Fine, YouTube. Damn it. Darn it. Don't be so angry. What's up, guys? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. Whoa. Weird angle. I'm actually just cruising around on the internet, drinking water, and I just wanted to say hi. If anybody had any questions, please feel free to let me know about like Atkins induction phase specifically. Tara? Hey, Sarah. Sarah. I wanted to say that I sent your letter off, but Tara, clearly I sent it off without stamps. What was I thinking? So it came back to me today. It's like, bam, stamp, postage due. I'm like, crap. Looked like I was going to get arrested or something. So I put it back in the mail and put stamps on it. So I apologize for that. I actually got quite a bit of stamps. Yes, but I'm talking about Tara, not Sarah. Tara, Applegate. I don't know. You guys be hiding on... I don't know who's who anymore on here. It's hard to pay attention. I want to say, if you have questions about induction phase, that's why I started this live video. So I'm getting a lot of questions on the YouTube channel, and for some reason my push notifications are not working as far as sending notifications to my phone, which I'm on right now. I'm not getting Facebook notifications, I'm not getting YouTube notifications, I'm not getting any damn notifications. So I apologize about being late when I get back to you. I'm trying to catch up with them now. I think I'm all caught up. Also, it doesn't let me know if, like, you know, say you responded to something and then I responded back. If you re-respond without, like, sending a new comment to the video, it won't let me know. So, like, once you get lost in the feed, I have no way of knowing if you commented. I can't go back. So you have to send a new comment usually. So remember that. I know that's stupid. But we are at 5,837 subscribers. If you guys got any tricks up your sleeve on how to get more subscribers, let me know. I've had a kind of off day today, and not to, you know, bum anybody out or whatever, but I think it's because I need to start kicking it up with the exercise and get out of the house a little more. Because I'm being consumed by my computer. Share on different social media pages. Yeah, I could do that. That sounds like a good idea. I try like different places. Like, I'm not really good with like Pinterest. Pinterest, I literally just get lost in the abyss. Like, I'm just like, picture. I'm gonna go build something, and then just, it's a disaster. So, I want to say, my mom does that. She shares. What's up, Terrence? I want to say that oh my gosh, it's just one of those days, man. Everybody has one of those days where it's just off and they're not really sure what the heck is going on. Today's one of those days. It's supposed to be leg day. I need to kick it up a notch. But I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions while I was still here. YouTube has not been doing well lately. It could be because, like, we have hurricanes and stuff like that going on in Florida. I don't know. I just heard about them today. That's how out of touch I am with, like, the world. I don't watch the news. It's super depressing. Everybody gets on me all the time. They're like, you don't watch the news? And I'm like, well, if it's, like, happening in my neighborhood, I'm going to hear something, right? That's crazy. I wish they would. I hope it gets better soon. It's been a long day. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. I know that's rude. I apologize. How's your meal plan going, Terrence? How you been doing with that? I'm hoping to be able to gain new people that come here, hopefully to be able to understand. If you guys didn't, I posted a video today that you guys can check out about, like, weight loss and medication. That one's a pretty cool one. And also, if you ever have videos that you want me to work on, please feel free to ask. Don't be afraid. You know, if I've already made it, I'll probably just send you a link because it's easier. Because there's no sense in, you know, making 4 or 5 videos of the same thing. But that being said, if you're wanting it, you know, more specific or something like that, I can definitely remake the video. So, I need to work out. I'm just, like, super tired. Displaced in a hotel has a curfew, so I don't have access to many food choices. Stay up to the plan. What? Good job, man. Good job. You like my weird redneck shirt today? Does that sound messed up? It's weird. It's like, I'm gonna give you a sleeve, but like a 2-inch piece of a sleeve. Like, where the hell did I get this shirt? This is not something I'd normally wear. It clearly needs to do laundry day. I don't even know where it came from. But, what was I gonna say? I had something else to say. Drink your water, stay on plan, keep it up. Oh, halloumi fries. Yesterday, made some halloumi fries. Did you guys, I'm wondering if anybody tried those or if what they thought about them. Or if you know what halloumi is. Curious. Once you get access, Terrence, you got to try those. Seriously, you got to go check them out, man. I'm honestly, don't tell nobody, but I'm thinking about going to get some right now. They're that good. They're not cheap in my area, but honestly, worth the money. They're like French fries, low-carb French fries made out of like a cheese block, but it's like a special cheese. Definitely a bomb delicacy for sure. Mixed with like some ranch or whatever you want. It is really, really good. If you guys didn't check out that video, I got 2 videos actually. One of me eating them and one of me making them. Halloumi is cheese from Cyprus near Greece. It's almost like the consistency of, how could I explain the consistency? I'd show you, but I ate them all. The whole thing, the whole pan yesterday. It was horrible. But 0 carbs. Who does that? Why do I always yawn when I'm making videos at my desk? I think it might be something about the lighting. Is that weird? Could it be the lighting? I don't know. Yes, I'm bald, if you guys didn't notice. I shaved my head. My freaking hair was driving me nuts. It's actually making me depressed. Is that weird? Like I wasn't feeling like myself. Something like that. You guys are probably going to see some videos soon in an interesting location. I will be there next week on Wednesday. So I'm eager for you guys to see that. Wonder where? I'm not gonna tell you. But it should be interesting. We're probably gonna have a guest in the video and stuff too, so that would be really cool. If you do get off track, be very diligent about making sure you get back on like that. Yesterday I tried this certain thing, and it was only like 5 carbs or something like that, and I put it in place of my dinner and my lunch just to be safe. Oh my gosh. And I felt horrible about it. I was like, oh, I screwed up, and I really didn't. Like, I didn't screw up at all. But you have to be very careful. I would say stay strict. Don't do stuff like that, because it really puts your mind in like in a bind, and you start thinking, well, you know, I could just go eat this and I could eat that. So definitely stay strict rather than, you know, screwing around with 1 or 2 things here and there, because those 1 or 2 things turn into about 10 or 20 things real damn fast, and that's no joke. I also came live here because I was live this morning on the Facebook group for about an hour, and I wanted to give you guys a chance also here, because I know there's a lot of people here that don't necessarily do, who was it? Tara, I think, is running from the hurricane in Florida right now, so that's why she's not here. I think that's who that was. She sent me a message, I believe. But if you guys don't know already, the importance of sharing the videos and liking them and subscribing, obviously. If you're here right now, you probably subscribed. But I want you guys to know that I appreciate everything that you guys do. Also, you have to realize that when you change to a lifestyle like this, and pretty much with any healthier way of eating, you have to realize that you got to be in it for the long haul. It's not something you can do for 6 months and then just quit, or do for a year and then just quit, because what happens is your body adapts to this way of eating, and not to say you'll gain, you know, 100 pounds overnight, but you will gain fast, you know, if you start reintroducing bad foods again, because your body is not used to it and it panics and holds on to it all. So you definitely have to keep in mind that you're changing your life completely to a healthier way of eating through whole foods, and you don't really have a reason to go back. A lot of people are like, well, I'm going to lose my weight, you know, 6 months is going to go by, boom, I lost 80 pounds, I'm done. No, you're not. The only thing you're done with is success if you go back to eating which way you were. You have to keep in mind that if you go back to eating the way you were eating before, you're going to get the result you got before. I feel about pork skins. Hey, Gracie. Tampa, Florida. Obviously, they're 0 carb. I apologize, guys. Super yawny today. I don't know what the hell's going on. Obviously, they're low carb, 0 carb for most of them. I think, like anything, you have to be really careful about how many you eat of what. I was trying to talk about this. Well, I mean, if your power's going to go out and you're in a hurricane, eat. Just eat. I'm not going to judge you. Eat whatever. Not eat whatever, but I'm saying, like, if that's what you could find close enough to what you're doing, do that. That's okay. A lot of people ask, you know, whoa, what happened? Did my power go out? Nope. Okay. Pork skins, yeah, they're okay, but you have to make sure you do all things in moderation. Like I did the other day, I took this picture. I can't show you necessarily because it's on my phone. But I was driving down the street, and I told you when I'm in ketosis and I'm looking to drop, fat and stuff like that, I eat meat and cheese. That's kind of my go-to between meals if I'm still hungry and stuff. But I did that the other day, and I was eating this package of like deli cheese or whatever, and there was, I don't know, there was probably 10 or 15 slices in there or whatever. And I got through about 3 of them, and I was like, I'm satisfied, but obviously with food addiction, I'm like, but I could eat the whole package and I'd feel fuller. Not that I need to. But then I flipped over the package and it said, I was like, yeah, well, 0 carbs. Yeah, you know that, John. This and that. And then it said 80 calories per serving. And I'm like, oh, well, it's probably like 3 or 4 slices per serving, right? No, it's 1 per serving. So now I don't, I'm not a connoisseur of counting your calories, but 80 times 10 extra slices, that would have been 800 calories. That, in addition to, my 2,000 for the day or whatever. And if I didn't burn over that, I'm going to gain weight. So, like pork rinds. Yeah, you could get a big bag, but remember, that could be 5 or 10 servings. And I'm the type of person, if I buy a bag of those, I can polish them off like that. So definitely keep in mind, for me, if I wanted a 100% recommendation, I know this is a long, drawn-out answer, but I would stay away from pork rinds until you got closer to your goal weight. And why I say that, especially if you're following like Atkins induction phase, is because you want to be as strict as possible. You don't want to start getting crazy flavors in your mouth, because once you do, then you're like, well, what else could I get? What else could I try? What else would help me do this diet safely? Which means, what else can I eat without screwing up? And it doesn't stop there. So I personally stick to meat and cheese, nothing else. I don't play with it. And those extra slices, stupid. I'll show you guys the picture sometime. I literally took them out of the package. I didn't keep them in the package, and I threw them on the ground on the road. And why I did that is because, yeah, I was littering, but I guarantee a bird ate it in like 5 minutes. I didn't throw the package out, but I threw the cheese on the ground. And why I did is because I knew if it was in my damn car, I was going to eat the whole freaking package. And I saved myself literally 1,000 calories by just getting rid of it, So if you're going to eat pork rinds, not that I recommend it, but if you're going to, and if you're keto, do whatever. You can split them up into little sandwich bags, and keep those, keep one with you in the trunk of your car or something like that, because obviously it's not going to go bad. But keep that around so that you don't have to worry about eating the entire bag. And I'm not saying you would, but I'm saying I would. I'm saying me, you know what I mean? Like, I would definitely split that up. Not keep all the bags with you, obviously. But, maybe that with like a little cheese or something probably wouldn't be too bad. But if the bag says 5 servings, split it up into 5 servings. Don't eat the whole bag. Because your calories go up, and, you're putting more in your body than your body really wants to dispose of, in a daily process. So I would go easy on those for sure. That being said, yes, there's 0 carb. Long story short. But what does it say? Salads? Whoa. What did you ask me? Yeah, you can eat salads and boiled eggs. Of course. Great idea, me too. If I love food. Don't love food. You corrected it too. Don't love food because I think I talked about that the other day. If you love food, something bad happens, because then you eat your food and then your love is gone, and then you have to eat your food again because you need more love, and you're constantly getting rid of, it's like people that spend $1,000 on a bottle of liquor. I don't get it. You're gonna get, I get that it could taste better or whatever, but you're consuming it and it's gone. Don't show that much of a love for something that you're just going to consume and just turns into waste. So I don't know. You have to eat for a purpose, not for the love of food. Obviously, I understand. But you have to remember that if you do that, you get yourself in a bad situation. Because you're loving, first of all, an object that's not alive anymore, and it's just a bad cycle. Eat for a purpose to sustain life, not for the love of food. If you think about it, a couple hundred years ago, we probably did not love food like we do today. It was about sustaining life, eating meat and vegetables, and there wasn't a bunch of obese people walking around. Now, we're all overweight and stuff. It's because we have too many sugars and carbs into our food, and we love food. Food industries love that we love food. Trust me. I watched a documentary this morning about a lady that she's a doctor, actually, and she's a leading obesity doctor in Kansas. And Kansas, I think, has a pretty high obesity rate. And she talked about, when she was in medical school and everything, and they give her, all these ways to give people medication to be able to get, like hypertension medication, diabetes medication. They teach her all these ways to, pump everybody full of more pills, which we all know that's how it goes. But the unfortunate thing was, she was just giving him another pill. And the nutritional information that the medical school told her, like foodplate.org, the ones that they refer us to when we're kids and stuff like that, she had tried those, and when she gave those to her children or to her patients, the patients wouldn't respond with weight loss or any good positive results. And by not having a positive effect, she went on a research and started doing her own studies and stuff, and started, reading different things, and actually went into like the biology side rather than the medical side, like the medical school side. She went into the biology school side and started doing some research, and actually figured out like what the chemical reactions of carbohydrates and triglycerides and the glucagon and all kinds of stuff, and just went on to all the medical way, like the actual reasons versus what the medical school was telling her. And she came across a lot of information, and it was saying really positive stuff. Basically, by the deprivation of carbohydrates, your body's forced to burn stored fat. And she was like, and obviously there's more to it. I'm just giving you the English version of it. But she found out that, and that's very rare for a doctor to even be interested in that, because literally they're there to prescribe medication and get you better, but usually not many of them go further into it to actually figure out, how to fix the problem rather than just putting a Band-Aid or a medication per se on it. And I was actually quite impressed. So what she did was she took that information and she started handwriting meal plans to her patients that had type 2 diabetes and hypertension and high cholesterol and different types of things, obviously obesity and being overweight and stuff like that. So she started writing them meal plans by hand. And when she did that,
she noticed like immediate results. She was getting rid of all the sugars and all the carbohydrates. And when new patients would come in, she would say, okay, I understand you want medication for high blood pressure. It looks like we need to increase the medication because your blood pressure is too high. It's not coming down and blah, blah, blah. And she would give them the option. She said, or I can write you this meal plan. I can tell you what to eat and you could take less medication. And they're like 99 times out of 100, she's like, well, every time they come in, they're like, well, shit, just tell me what to eat, you know, and that's why I started my YouTube channel originally, is because most of us just don't know what the fuck to eat. Pardon my French, but it's the reality, you know. If somebody could just tell us what the hell to eat, you know, that would be ideal. So the moral of the story is, you know, she got thousands of patients, and she's like a pretty world-renowned doctor now. But she has thousands of successful patients. She actually went on the diet or the lifestyle of low carb to prove it to herself first, to see if it worked before she recommended it for everybody else, like I'm doing. And she actually lost 26 pounds and within a matter of a couple months, and kept it off, and it's been like 15 years. And hasn't gone over 20 grams of carbohydrates for that 15 years. Every once in a while, she said she'll, you know, like once a year or something for Christmas, she'll eat like a half of an apple or something like that. But for the most part, she stayed under and, you know, stayed healthy and everything. And obviously, she's a doctor, so she knows what the hell healthy is. But I thought that was really cool that a doctor actually went out there. And you know, if we just do a little bit of research each and every day, it's really nice. The things that we can find out. I'm going to start doing some videos in the near future about glucose and the level of sugar in our bloods and stuff like that, because I think that's important. You know, especially I'm going to do some tests. I'm going to show you guys after eating like high sugar meals. Yes, I know I'm going to have to do that, and I'm going to do different things like that to show you guys the effects of those meals on your body and how insulin is released and all kinds of things we're going to go into. We're going to dive into all kinds of crazy stuff. So let me read these. Yes, in 7-Eleven with their big McDonald's supersizing. Yeah, I know. You know, it's funny because I was with my kids the other day, and it's funny you mentioned that. I'll get to your question in just a second, Candy. Gracie, the other day I went to the store and I got a tea, and I'm being honest. I got an unsweet tea, and when I got home I put a sweet and low in it or whatever. But I got the small cup, right? Not the super small one, but it was like 30 ounce or something like that. And I checked before. I already looked it up on the website. There was no carbs or anything. It was basically like drinking coffee in the morning. But actually that day I stayed way in ketosis, which was cool. But I left, or I was there with my kids, and they were like, well, you should just get the 44 ounce. And I'm like, well, guys, you know, a serving of any fluids is supposed to be, you know, 8 ounces. And, well, they were like, well, yeah, but it's only $1. And I'm like, yeah, well, that was 59 cents for the little 12-ounce cup, little small cup. And, of course, they don't have 8-ounce cups, because who the hell is going to drink an 8-ounce cup of soda, I guess. I don't know. But it was interesting, you know, that probably nobody ever gets those smaller cups. And we should not be drinking big gulps. You know, when you go to McDonald's, they're like, do you want to supersize that? Be like, yeah, does it come with a side of freaking heart palpitations or something? You know, no. So, obviously, if you're here, you're probably not eating fast food. But if you are, do not supersize that crap, because that's just going to be... I actually looked it up the other day on a website. I'm not going to say what website because I don't want to get in trouble. I looked up one meal. It was like a fries, shake, hamburger, and a soda, which was pretty regular that I used to eat on a regular basis on one meal when I would go to a fast food restaurant. It was 2,380 calories. You're supposed to be consuming around 2,000. One meal. And trust me, that was not my only meal in a day. So you definitely got to keep that in mind, what you're consuming. And all that stuff's available online for you to read. Have you heard of BioX4 made from a doctor to help her celebrity patients lose weight fast? Nope, sounds like bullshit. I'll look it up right now, actually. Watch this. How you lose weight fast is being restrictive on your meal plan. No, it's bullshit. There's no magic pill, guys. I'm not trying to... I'm reading real quick. No, I talked about that this morning. I'm not going to read it all, but it's a dietary supplement, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, there's no magic pill. When I used to work at Walmart, I told this story this morning to the other group. I worked overnights for a couple nights, and I took, this lady gave me this, I don't know, this is a diet pill, I guess, or something like that. It was like, I don't remember what it was. It was really strong. Anyway, I took one, and she goes, be careful, you might get the shakes. And I'm like, oh, no, I'll be fine. I felt like I was on crack all night. All night I was on crack, which was actually slightly okay, considering I do not like staying up late. And I was having to work all night. I did that for about 2 days, and the second day it didn't have the same effect, so I had to take double, right? And then it had like an even stronger effect, and I was like, had the shakes, and I was sweating all night, and I was like, okay, this is not good. So I stopped taking them, and I didn't have much of an appetite when I was on them, right? But when I got off them, I'm pretty sure I ate the entire freaking house, and that's what happens with dietary supplements or weight loss pills or whatever. Yeah. Hello. Yes, they work. But the thing is, your body, like exercise, you know, like those bodybuilders or whatever, they have to constantly add more weight and do more reps because they have to build that muscle. Because your body adapts and it's not going to change. Same thing happens with weight loss pills or medication or, you know, psoriasis medication or whatever. But you have to remember that your body will adapt, and in a couple weeks, it's not going to respond to that medication anymore. And then you're going to eat like a horse. And you're going to gain all that weight. You might have lost 10, but you're going to gain 20. Trust me. It's like coming off drugs or whatever, you know. You start eating like crazy, and it's a horrible cycle. If anything, if you do anything phentermine, yeah. It's the same stuff. Phentermine's the closest you can get to legal meth. But it's the same crap, you know. Once you feel like shit, you know, you feel all basically like you're on meth. And then when you get off it or whatever, you can start consuming all kinds of bad food and stuff. It's just a horrible cycle. How many carbs do I stay under? Currently, I'm in ketosis. I'm about 22 right now. 22 carbs. I think you should always, if you're looking to stay into ketosis or you're looking to burn fat, you should be between 18 and 22 is kind of like the sweet spot. I gotta check this periodically because they disappear. But yeah, I stay pretty low. I go through different stages of different things or whatever. Yeah, of course. Do you know what net carbs are? Do you know how net carbs are figured out? So yeah, mine is net. Mine is 20. Mine is 22 net carbs per day. So yeah, you would do 18 to 22 net carbs per day. And 15 to 17 of those roughly should be from foundation vegetables. I don't recommend eating, if you're in induction, I don't recommend eating anything that, very few things that have a label. The only things that you're going to eat that like have a label would be like black olives, cheese, obviously, but you can get fresh cheese, that you can get it cut, and like ranch and stuff, like your dressings and stuff like that. But most of what you have, you don't, what I ate today video, have you what I ate today video, have you don't done, oh I'm all like, oh, I can't read that. Have you done a what I ate today video? How do those work? Like, how would I do that? I can do that. I can show you what I ate today. I mean, I'm not going to show you right now. Kids are out there being kind of aggressive. Damn, screen. What was the other thing? What do you suggest for vitamins for men and women? Well, a multivitamin, which reminds me, I'm going to take my vitamin right now. Good call. You basically vlog. Hold on, I gotta read the rest of it. What am I doing? Damn it. My freaking phone keeps trying to fall off. It's on this weird, sketchy little tripod here. It's just like resting on there. Come on. You basically vlog and show what you're eating for each meal and snack. Just a quick vlog for each meal. Okay, I could do that. That's a great idea. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Because I actually just picked up the foods today. But currently, just so you know, currently I'm actually eating some Atkins meals. So, and I'm doing that because I'm putting a lot of energy on my channel. You can remind me, about the medication, or the vitamins. Honestly, I want you guys to be able to get your meal plans in check first. If you got that in check, you could do this guy, you could do a fish oil, you can do a vitamin D, you can do, if you're running or exercising a lot, you can do like a glucosamine supplement. Keith literally messages me every time I start a live video on YouTube. I don't know why he does that. Crazy ass. You know what? I'll do that, but it's going to be kind of boring to do the video. I'll do it anyway. You know what? Maybe I'll make a series of those. That could be good, over time. Like every time I switch my meal plan. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Cool. That's a cool idea. I'm going to totally do that because then it'll show people, actually kind of walk them through the process. I'm not going to promise that my food's not going to look like shit every day because a lot of the times I'm just like bam, bam, bam. I try to be quick as I can with food. But yeah, I would say a multivitamin if you're over 50, obviously, like a silver. Fish oil, vitamin D, maybe magnesium, and glucosamine. And that's all I could think of right now. I know there's one other that I'm forgetting, but I'll have to put that down. They're in the gym. I don't want to go get all that crap out. Every time I go in there, I trip over the freaking light, so I don't want to do that. No, Keith isn't here. He's messaging me on private messenger. What vitamin? Well, I was running the other day and I hurt my, like, pretend this is my foot, right? My leg. Right where they connect, right here in the back, right below my Achilles heel. Something felt like it's separated. Like, I don't know if there's a bone there. I don't know what's inside there. Actually, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to Google it. Foot anatomy. It felt like it separated, so I stopped running immediately, and I had a hard time walking for a while after that. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look it up. Let's see here. The superior peroneal reticulum apparently gave me a problem. It doesn't look like a bone. It looks like a tendon. Or it could have been the reticuloneal bursa, which is the little blue thing, which is kind of weird. It's only a little blue thing there. But I didn't stretch, and I almost always stretch before. I don't do like static stretches, but I do certain stretches. And I didn't stretch before my run. I kind of just took off running because I've been not running for a while because I've been working on building muscle and trying to go slow on my cardio and try to build mass. But I'm going to start running again starting next Tuesday. I'm going to be running a mile every morning. No, next Wednesday. Starting next Wednesday. So I'm kind of giving my leg, because now I'm in like a cutting phase. I'm trying to cut fat. So I'm going to be kicking up the cardio. I actually tried, but apparently I screwed my... I ran a 5K. I trained for the 10K, and the day of the 10K, like I was under the impression that I should go really heavy on leg day, and I went so heavy on my calves I couldn't walk for 3 days, and I actually missed my damn 10K. So that sucked. Like, that sucked bad. But I was up to about 100 miles a month running. Like, I was up to running about, right before the 10K, I was running about 8.5 miles 5 times a week. So it was actually really nice. I got my weight down pretty good. It was the first time I've ever done that in life. That's for sure. I never saw that coming. Did you guys ask a question? What vitamin it will be the best for energy? Is it the BS? I don't know what's a bullshit vitamin. No. I don't think any vitamin specifically is going to be good for energy. If you're lacking energy, there's probably something wrong. You need to go watch my video on keto flu. A lot of the times, if you guys are looking for a video specifically, if you know how to find my channel, it's One Big Impact, like the number one and then Big Impact, all one word. You can put it like keto flu, One Big Impact, and it'll come up on YouTube or on Google. Or cloud bread, One Big Impact. You know, you can always put in like whatever you're looking for and then One Big Impact, and usually it comes up. That's how I find them, actually, because otherwise I'm scrolling. So definitely check that out. Today I was lacking some energy, and what I did, oh, it's not this one. That's more water. I don't know where the hell the cup is. But anyway, I got one of these giant cups, and I got a beef bouillon cube. Put it in there, heated it up real good, stirred it up, took it out, mashed it up, stirred it up again. And it had 910 milligrams of sodium. And you need about 1,500 a day, roughly, depending on your needs as far as your body. What you're actually expelling, what you're consuming, what blah, 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 you know. And that usually will kick your energy into high gear. It can get rid of headaches. You can get rid of a lot of things. But there's a couple other things like magnesium and different things that you could be missing in your diet now that you've switched to low carb. So go check out that video. I definitely recommend if you're having any issues with fatigue or whatever. But honestly, the first thing I would do is like beef broth or chicken broth. Chicken broth I actually like. Like before I would stop at the Dairy Queen and pick up a horrible ice cream or whatever. Now it's like, if I'm feeling down or whatever, I'll have a cup of chicken broth. And I know that you're probably like, whoa, that's offensive to ice cream. It's really not. You just have to change the way you're looking at it, because chicken broth is not something you eat. Hey, Virginia. It's not something you eat in your regular daily plan. So you have to remember that, just think of it differently, think of it as, something different, something nice. Kind of like the halloumi fries. If you guys didn't try the halloumi fries, go try those damn things. I got 2 videos on them yesterday. We got a recipe video and a video where I'm actually eating them, and they're bomb. Question was, do you have carb up days? That's a long question. There's not really. In the beginning, when I lost I had a nutrition teacher. I was in an actual nutrition class when I had lost about 70 pounds on Atkins. So I was only about 10 pounds away from my goal weight. And I was about 140 pounds lost or whatever. And my nutritionist, I was like struggling getting rid of, the last 10 pounds. And she's like, you need a carb up day. You need a carb up day. And I argued with her, obviously, because I freaking love arguing. Horrible personality trait, by the way. It gets me nowhere. Sitting in a room by myself here. But I will say that I understood what she meant as far as replenishing my glycogen stores and everything like that. And I respected that. But I also noticed that she was only a 100-pound lady. Does that mean she doesn't know what she's talking about? No. But does that mean she is not showing me that it works? Kinda, I'm always a believer of somebody that actually has lived the life. When you go into a gym and this sounds horrible. When I go into a gym and I want a personal trainer, I want to get a buff personal trainer. I don't want the guy that's overweight and he just doesn't look like he wants to be there and he's like, whatever, get on the machine, and has no motivation and stuff, because it's like, or the scrawny little dude or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like, if you're going to be teaching this stuff, can you show me that you have applied it to yourself? You know what I mean? And I know that's kind of shitty to say, but it's kind of true, You want to know that they have done this. And I don't care if the trainer's overweight, but be ambitious, be ambitious with me. Jump on the machine next to me. Let's do this together. But if you're just not feeling that their heart's in it, and, if they've been doing it for a long time and they're not showing results and they can't show you people that they've showed results on it, it's just whatever. Carb up days, I don't think are necessary. A lot of the times, what I did at the end of that, I didn't carb up. She told me to do it once a week, blah, blah, blah. I talked to some other people. They told me, just wait it out, see what happens. Well, I had a whoosh, and I actually didn't lose 10 pounds. I lost like 15, and it was like 2 days later it started happening, just snapped out of it. So I was kind of like, my body was adapting. I tried a couple things. I skipped a meal instead of carving up, and my body went into a whoosh and kind of let go of a bunch of stuff. So it was really nice. There's lots of tricks and stuff you can do. Here's the thing. If you have excess body fat, say you have 50 pounds left to lose, you don't need to carb up. Trust me, your body has 50 pounds of stored fat that it needs to work through first. If you're going to carb up, maybe carb up, once you get your goal weight and stuff like that. We could talk about different ways to do it, but it's not like, you're not like, I'm going to carb up today. I'm going to literally go eat shit all day. I'm going to go eat McDonald's, Dairy Queen. I'm going to go out to dinner. I'm going to get trashed. I'm going to do all these things in one day. It's not how you do it. If you were to do it, there would be special ways to do it. You would do it with like good whole quality foods. And I would never do a carb day. I would do like a carb meal if I did do it, and it would be like maybe, some sweet potatoes or some brown rice or maybe, some whole grain pasta or something like that. Because if you're overweight, it's not because of some fluke thing. We're here because most of us have an issue with food, or maybe we weren't as active as we should have been, or we didn't know what to eat, or we just ate shit, or we overate, or we have food addiction, or something's off. You know what I mean? So when you have a carb day and you literally eat whatever the hell you want, it could potentially derail your entire plan. I've seen people have one day, they're going to have a carb day, and I'm going to eat whatever the hell I want, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I do recommend days of normality is what I call them. I recommend, once you get your goal weight down, I want you to be able to do it once a month if you're strong enough, but you have to know. But I've seen people go and, go have one of those crazy ass days and stuff. And that's cool if you can do it. You know inside your damn mind if you can do it or not. Ask yourself, can I fucking do this? And if you can't, don't. I've seen those people, the next day, I'm just going to have another carb day. And then, by the third and fourth day, they're like, oh, fuck, I'm screwed. I'm done. And then they let go. They let go completely. So I think balance is okay if you can handle the balance. And that's what's important. Let me check. It's like if you were an alcoholic, would you drink every once in a while for fun? No, because you couldn't handle it. You'd start drinking again all the time. So if you're a food addict or whatever, maybe think twice about it. Not that you are, but I'm just saying. How long did it take you to lose all your weight? Well, second half was really fast. The first 75, 80 pounds took about 4 years. I know, it sounds horrible. Second 80 pounds, and that was through, I was still eating like shit every day. Every day. I didn't know what to eat, but I was crazy in the gym. 2-3 hours a day, 2-3 times a day. I was crazy in the gym. I was eating, towards the end, I started kind of getting track of nutrition. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong here? I'm working out, I'm active, and I would go to the gym in the morning. Here's what my gym routine was, and I've told this, I think, before. On the way to the gym, my gym was far too. I loved this certain gym, and it was stupid far. It was like a half-hour drive every day just to get there, and then to get back, it was another half hour. I would wake up and I would go to the convenience store. I would get 2 giant breakfast sandwiches with eggs, McMuffins, bacon, cheese, right off the shelf or whatever, the pre-cooked ones, the crappy ones. And then I would grab 2 green monsters and I would leave. And I would cruise there. By the time I got to the gym, I was amped up. I was ready to go. I had all that food in me or whatever. And then I would work out. I'd feel great about myself. I shit you not. In the parking lot of the gym, I would go right into the drive-thru McDonald's. I would go to the drive-thru McDonald's, and then I would get 4 hash browns and 4 of the dollar breakfast burritos. I guess it depended on the days, but this was my normal thing. And a giant iced caramel coffee. And I'd be like, yeah, man, I feel great, you know. And it was funny because I had so many endorphins being released into my head. I felt good. I thought I looked good. But then when I would like see pictures of me, I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I'm working so hard. I just don't know what's going on. It's just, I'm not seeing any results. I just didn't understand, you know. And that's the problem, you know. Today's society, you know, tells us one thing and we don't understand and stuff like that. But the second 80 pounds, when I went low carb, it took about, the whole thing was documented on YouTube. I think it was 7-8 months. Between 6 and 8 months. Very fast. Very, very fast. But towards the end, when I wasn't eating low carb, I started eating like broccoli, and I started trying to understand meal prep. I was like, oh, I'm going to be a bodybuilder, but I was still, you know, way overweight. So it was just like, I didn't understand. But I started understanding like fundamentals of diet and stuff, like proper nutrition. I was like, all right, well, I need lots of rice and chicken and broccoli. So I did start eating towards the very end, a little bit healthier. But holy shit, my portions were so far off. Like I'd meal prep and I'd be eating this 5 times a day. I'd be eating like 2 giant chicken breasts, and I would be eating a pile of rice, like probably like 3 cups of rice and like 4 cups of broccoli, and that was 5 times a day I was doing that. And I was like, man, I got this meal prep on point. Meanwhile, my stomach was like not feeling good all the time, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And that's when I started doing more research, and I found out about like low carb, Atkins, keto, and stuff like that. So I definitely benefited immensely, and it wasn't probably necessarily like I started to understand nutrition a little bit better, you know, when I was eating way too much. But portions is where I was killing myself. Oh my gosh! Once I start, when I went from those giant, enormous portions to actual portions, I was like, thinking to fill me up. This is bullshit. I was pissed. And then after a while, after about a week, I was like, all right. I get it. This is definitely, I'm like, my stomach shrank and this was normal. And I was like, okay, this makes more sense. So, portion control was my best, I think my savior for sure. I could probably even still be eating, you know, small amounts of rice if I had switched to way smaller portions. It was insanely way too much food. I actually did my, I calorie intaked myself one time to see how many calories I was taking after I had switched to a low carb meal plan, because when I was on low carb, I switched and it was like between 15 and 1700 calories a day. So I was in a pretty good deficit. But when I was meal prepping for bodybuilding, I thought, or whatever, I was eating about 75 to 7,700 calories a day. So that was pretty crazy, and I did not realize it. And that's a very strange and harsh and shitty reality. A lot of the times we just turn in our circles and we have no clue what the hell we're doing. And that's why this community is here, and we've created this, is because we want to be able to help each other, because it's fucking confusing. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to come out to you, you know, you're not going to see a commercial tomorrow and say, you know, somebody's going to say, this is what you need to eat this to stay thin and stop pumping money into, you know, obesity funds and stuff like that. Like, you're not going to, nobody's going to steer you in that direction. Food industry is $1 trillion industry. You know, if they did that, you would literally go back to eating whole foods, and what the hell would you need them for? You know what I mean? Like everybody would, it's not going to reverse. We're not going to have farms again. You know, we've moved on from that. So thank goodness, you know, a few of us out there have been able to figure out what we're doing and be able to learn from each other. What was that question? What do I do with what? Cravings? Let me read it. What do you do for sweet cravings? You don't get sweet cravings usually if you're about 3 days in. Once you go into ketosis, your body has withdrawn from sugar and carbohydrates, and usually you're going to be okay. I'm not saying all the time, but what you have to remember is, excuse me, you have to remember is, yeah, you can drink lots of water. A craving is not hunger, and what helps a lot of the times. Tanya told me the other day, I was talking to her and she said, I was like, and I actually did get a craving, believe it or not. And I said, you know what, I'm craving this, and I don't even remember what the hell it was. Probably ice cream, I'm sure. You know, I'm bad with that. And she goes, well, are you hungry? And I was like, and I'm not saying like hungry for ice cream, but I was hungry. And she said, are you hungry? And I was like, well, yeah, I am hungry. I need to eat my meal or whatever. And she goes, well, just eat your meal. And I was like, no shit. So I went and ate my meal, and I wasn't hungry. I wasn't craving shit. You know what I mean? So a lot of the times, it could be hunger, but maybe not specifically for that thing. So if you are hungry, like if it's time for you to eat, go eat your meal. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. A lot of the times your mind will, because you had bad habits, maybe it's not a craving, maybe it's just your body defaults, you know, to eating sugar when it's feeling low on energy because you did it for years and years and years. Just like cigarettes or drugs or whatever, you know what I mean? So I would say definitely just eat your meal, or eat like a safe food, you know, some meat and cheese, and it could make you snap out of that mindset. Another good one is to, you know, get a water bottle and go for a walk. Get your mind off that shit. You know, it's not always about the craving. It could be a lot of the times when we're sedentary and doing nothing. That's the most dangerous time. You know, if you're sitting at a desk like me, type, and then you're kind of just staring off into space, you're like, oh shit, I'm hungry. What could I eat? You know, that's bad. Or if you're bored. I don't get bored. I don't even know how that is possible. Like, people to get bored. I always say, if you get bored, you're fucking boring. You're a boring person. I know that sounds horrible, but don't get bored, you know, because if you get bored, bad things happen. You get reckless. You start going out and getting drunk or doing dumb shit, you know what I mean, or something. Hitting up people you shouldn't or something, you know what I mean? So definitely don't get bored. Read a book even if you have to. Do something. Do some research on a healthier life. Watch my videos. I don't know. Do something. You can always do something besides just sitting there, because just sitting there, and I actually don't know how that happens, but it does happen with a lot of people. I've talked to people at work and they're like, oh, I'm bored. I'm like, you're at fucking work. Get to work. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, you're bored. You're bored at work. Maybe they should stop paying you because you're bored. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cut the payoff. John got bored. When John's no longer bored, let's repay him. You know what I mean? Like, so I just, there's always something you can do instead of, when you get bored, you end up standing in front of the fridge, and that's all bad. You stand in front of the fridge, you stand in front of my fridge, you're probably not going to find much. But if you stand in front of your fridge, if you live with other people that have, you know, sugary cakes or something in the fridge, that could be a huge problem. But I think we had a nice talk. I started out kind of like crappy today, but I feel better. I hope you guys are all doing well. Here's my water bottle. It's a weird color, I know. I saw a wood grain one the other day. That was awesome. If you guys don't have a water bottle like this, I always put the links in the description below. If you are new here, I appreciate you coming. And if you ever shop on Amazon, I tell everybody this all the time. If you ever shop on Amazon, always look in the bottom description of my videos. I have a little link there. If you click that, it doesn't cost you anything, and you can go shop on Amazon. It gives me a little kickback. But just remember, the link's only good for 24 hours, and then Amazon keeps all your money. So if you guys liked our video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. If you're new here, please, please, please go check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. We're 1,622 strong. I think it's 22, but just keep up the good work, you guys. Don't give up on yourself. Just remember, it's going to be a lifestyle. I don't want you to think, you're going to lose 50 pounds and then you can just literally do whatever the fuck you want. Because sure, you can do whatever you want, but you can't eat whatever you want because whatever you were eating before was not working, and that's how you gained weight. So just remember, you're changing your lifestyle, and feel good about it because it's awesome, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work, you guys. Remember to spread love, not hate, and hashtag be stronger than your excuses. Peace.